Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth. Now I'm self-conscious about saying that all the time because somebody brought it up to me over the weekend that I always say that. But you know what? At least you know with me, you know what to expect. Somebody asked, we were talking about on Monday before Kirk and Dennis left, who was the most like their videos. And Kirk said it wasn't me because I hadn't cried the whole weekend. I only cry during the summer. Just saying. Anyway. Sorry it's taken me a little while to do an OH recap video. I was tired. You guys wore me out and I was in New York the week before. So I'm catching back up with real life. I'm still don't totally have my voice back, but Obesity Help was really wonderful. It was very different for me than the other events I've been to. So for those of you who don't know, as far as I'm aware, there are only 2 national weight loss surgery conferences that happen every year. One is put on by Obesity Help, which was the one that was just here in Garden Grove last weekend. And the other one is put on by the Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America. And that event will be in May of this year in Portland, Oregon. And I'm going to put a link to both websites of both organizations below so you guys can check it out. Because I did have several people ask me, what's OH? What's OH? Because we talk in acronyms. And we have to remember that not everybody may know what those acronyms stand for. But this was the 5th weight loss surgery conference I've been to. I'm almost 2.5 years post-op. I have been very fortunate that of those 5, 3 of them have basically been in my backyard. Southern California is a relatively cheap place to fly to, and they're used to having a lot of conventions and conferences, so the cost to do these events is not so great. So I think that's one of the reasons why they've been here. But so 3 events were here locally in Southern California, and 1 event was in Nashville and 1 event was in North Carolina. And I happen to be from North Carolina, and when the event in Nashville was, I had been in Bentonville, Arkansas, which was a little farther than I thought it was to drive, but it was fine. It was all good. So I've been fortunate in that I have been able to go to every event that has occurred since I had weight loss surgery. So I got some questions for people that I'm going to answer, but I just want to do a really quick recap from my perspective first. I'll hold off on some of the things that I would have said because they're covered in the questions. But like I said, this was different from the past weight loss surgery events that I had been to. The very first event I went to, I was 4 months post-op. I really didn't know anyone other than Patty, but it was all my YouTube. I was the biggest YouTube fangirl ever. It was all my YouTube people. It was less of Sarah and Tanya and Katie and Bobby and Kirk and all these people whose videos I had watched. Tinder's like blowing up my phone right now. Anyway. Now I totally lost my train of thought. So it was all these people whose videos I had watched, and I was very fangirly that first time. So I didn't really know people, but every conference after that, I knew people. And a lot of times, I don't know if you guys, some of you newer people have heard this, but they talk about your weight loss surgery class. So it's like the people who go through surgery around the same time you do. I feel like that's like a year in either direction of your weight loss surgery. And I sort of feel like I'm probably a junior now in the scheme of things. But, so this time there were fewer people from my weight loss surgery class than had been at previous events. Really, it was myself, Patty, Gracie, Kirk, Christine, Dennis. I think that's about it from our class who were there. And usually there's a lot more. So it was very interesting to kind of, it was just different. And to see all these really wonderful new people coming and showing up for the conference and meeting all of them was really great. I feel fortunate because of the Naked Truth. I try to stay sort of tuned in to who the newer people are. So I got to meet a lot of people who probably like less than a year or right at a year post-op. Drea, who is like fucking gorgeous. I mean, like you had any doubt, right? Her friend Paris, Jody, who has been such an amazing, is this video even going? Okay, it is. Jody, who is such a love and so amazing, and her husband Shane, absolutely delightful. I don't think he probably will never let her go to a weight loss surgery conference by herself after spending time with Gracie and I, but that's okay. We like him. Jane Shrink, who I don't know if you watched her video. Guess who told her to put Tinder on her phone? Yeah, I'm sure that you had no idea who that would be. Anna VSG, I think is it Angie? I don't know what her YouTube channel is, Lost and Found Angie, something like that. And then also Brandy, Brand's VSG story was here. I had met her before. This was the third time I had met her, and she actually stayed here at my house while she was here. And I know I'm forgetting other people. But anyway, it was really great to meet all these new people, but it was a little bit different this time. It just seemed like so many of our people weren't there, and we missed them. So just saying, but it was a wonderful event. I always, always, always love spending time with people in the weight loss surgery community. It is so incredible. Emma, I can't forget Emma. And Emma did Emma and Jane have already done a recap videos that I've seen. I haven't looked at videos this afternoon and evening, but Emma talked about in her recap video how great it was just to be around people who understood her. And that's what this group really is. And I don't know, it's just a unique and unusual bond. And I have to say, even getting to spend that concentrated time with Patty, who lives like 30 minutes away from me, was really special. But there were a lot of people who were there that we really missed. I started to actually get sad on Thursday. The event started on Friday, but Thursday night we went to the hotel and had drinks with the people who came in Thursday night. And before I was leaving, I got a little sad because there were certain people who have been to, particularly I was thinking about the Obesity Help event in North Carolina last year, which was myself and Amy and Kim Stephanopoulos and Melly May and Mandy and the Haneys and 9 million, the Tigers, Gastric Tiger and his wife Bridget. It just feels like, particularly in this last year, that so many of us have gone through hell and back. And so many things have happened that we didn't know about last October when we were meeting in North Carolina. And, we're surviving these things. And I was just really sad that those people weren't with us. So I tried to touch base with them. And Sarah Harrison, who wasn't in North Carolina but had been in Nashville. There were just so many people who I knew weren't coming, and I felt sad that I wasn't going to see. So anyway, I'm going to go through the questions because I think they cover most of the things I would have generally said about the conference, but if they don't and I remember things, I will mention them at the end. Whoa, let's put my where did my mouse go? It's a problem with a wireless mouse. And you guys may notice I did my roots myself tonight because I couldn't get an appointment, and I made my hair way too dark. It's not blonde enough. Did you guys see me as Elsa in Frozen in the pictures? I have never had blonde hair before, and I swear to God, when I took a picture of Patty and I next to each other with blonde hair, I didn't stop laughing for like an hour. Okay, let's see. Precious Roberts asks, are there major differences between WLSFA and OH? For someone who has to choose only one to attend next year, what would be a deciding factor with the content offered? I really, and Kirk gave a good answer to this. I wouldn't say there are major differences. I enjoy both of them immensely, and the people who organize them both work really hard all year long to make them a great experience. In other words, you can't go wrong with either one. And I would have to agree with that. I mean, I think it really depends on your schedule and where the location is and if that works for you. So both of them, so in May, WLSFA is going to be in Portland. That's going to be a really exciting event because so many people from our YouTube community are involved in the planning of that event because we have a big Northwest contingency. So I have no doubt that's going to be super fun. OH announced that their event in 2017 will be in Long Beach, California, which is about 10 miles, if that, from me. So it'll be here in Southern California again. which is awesome. So I think in terms of content, they both have great speakers. I mean, they don't usually overlap in the same year, but like, so the keynote speaker, I think this year at Obesity Help was Dr. Now for My 600-Pound Life. The keynote at WLSFA, Carney Wilson was there. Dr. Weiner, who is a really wonderful bariatric surgeon from Michigan who has some great videos online, was there. So, I mean, from a content perspective, you're going to get great stuff in both places. I think it just really depends on your schedule and your, and what the location is that works for you. Either one of them would be great. Obviously, I go to both every year, try to. I think probably in Portland, you may see, at WLSFA, you may see a few more YouTubers just because so many of them are involved in the planning of the conference this year. But either one, you can't go wrong. They're a great time and you'll get to meet really amazing people. So Carrie Weimer asked, is OH as much of a fundraiser as WLSFA is? Well, both organizations are nonprofits, so they're both raising funds for their respective organizations. And I actually work in the area of nonprofits as a nonprofit consultant. So the difference, I think, between the two in terms of what funds are raised for is OH raises funds to support their programs, which are more the chat boards and that kind of things that they offer through their website, obesityhelp.com. And actually, I'm not totally sure Obesity Help is a nonprofit. I think it is. I could be wrong. WLSFA actually raises money to pay for surgeries for people, for weight loss surgery and plastic surgery for people. So both organizations, and these are, I have to tell you guys, I get invited to professional conferences all the time, and both of these conferences are super, super, super cheap compared to other conferences. I don't know. I think OH was less than $100. WLSFA is a little bit over $100 for a weekend of programming. That is like nothing. So if there's a part of your question, Carrie, that I'm not answering, let me know and I'll try to answer it better. Michelle Purcell asked, are you going to Portland in May of 2017? Well, I don't know, but probably. Before this event, I was like, no, I don't think so. The May event coincides sort of, it's not quite as close this year, which makes it a little bit easier for me, with a work thing that I have that's in Arkansas, so I'm already gone for a week. So when I went this past May, I was basically gone from my house for like 3 weeks, which is a long time to be gone. But yeah, probably I'm going to be there. I just couldn't, when I was thinking about the people who were at home looking at our pictures, who hadn't really wanted to go, but were then wishing that they were with us, I was like, I don't want to be on the other end of that. I don't want to be sitting at home watching all you guys have a really great time and I'm not there. So yeah, probably I'll be in Portland. Ask me again in March, okay? Tracy Ring Kreider asks, for someone who has never been to either conference, it can feel daunting to show up and not know anyone. It seems like there are some pretty close-knit groups. What do you suggest for a newbie that wants to go and might not have a buddy to go with? Okay, so I hope that everybody who came this time who did not really know people felt welcome. I would say, number one, even if you don't make videos, start commenting on people's videos who are active in the YouTube community. Make it known that you're going. Try to find somebody maybe to share a room with. Pay attention to the people who are going, and if they mention, like usually I set up this past time I set up a Facebook group right before the event just so we could all communicate, and I said in there, okay, we're gonna have a dinner on Thursday night, and we tried to communicate in that group about what was going on, so make sure people know that you're coming so they can include you in that. I think you have to let people know that you're there, that you watch their videos, that you're part of the Facebook community. But everybody is super welcoming and kind, and I hope everybody else who came in new felt that way. I know when I came in new, I totally felt very welcomed. Randy VSG Granny wanted to know Where is your Fabio photo? Was that really Fabio? So yeah, okay, so here's what happened Saturday night. I go to the bathroom for like 3 minutes, literally. I come back and everybody I was with had their picture taken with Fabio. I'm like, what the fuck? Where was I? And where is Fabio? But he came back. And it was the real Fabio. And I posted my picture on, Patty posted it on Facebook. And I'm tagged in. So it should be on my timeline. Yeah, it was the real Fabio. And apparently he's friends with Dr. Now, the doctor from My 600-Pound Life. And somebody Googled him or whatever. He's 57. He looks freaking incredible. So yeah, Fabio was there. That was really weird. Roxy Griffin said, did they have classes like WLSFA? Yes, they had sessions, panels, speakers, that kind of thing, just like at WLSFA. I think at never mind. What is the one thing you wish you had done but didn't get to? You know, I really wish that I would have gotten to Dr. Now's talk. It was Saturday morning. It started at 9:30, and honestly, we didn't get home till really late Friday night, and I just could not get it together to get there by 9:30 on Saturday morning. So I wish I would have done there. What's the one thing that you can't believe you did at your OH trip? Put on a Halloween costume. I had never put on a Halloween costume in my entire life. So not only did I put on a Halloween costume with a blonde wig, we were in the Halloween costume contest, whatever. And can you believe this? Okay, you have to listen to this, you guys. So there were all these various competitions, and the only one in our community who won one was Dennis Finney. He came dressed as a bariatric surgeon, and he actually made his own sleeve out of, I can't remember what. He won. But so then they had a group costume contest. So we were Disney princesses. That was me and Patty and Brandy and Gracie. I was Elsa from Frozen, a movie I have never seen in my entire life because my kids were grown by then. Of course, Patty was Cinderella, Gracie was Snow White, and Brandy was Jasmine. Hello, we totally should have won that. But this whole group of women came up and they were wearing pink t-shirts. And I was like, well, we're totally going to beat them because how boring is that? Pink t-shirts and black jeans. But then when it gets their turn, they turn around and they have these like saggy boobs that they made out of, I don't know, pantyhose or something. And they're swinging them around and singing that, my boobs hang low. You know that song? And they wobble to and fro, and a time and a knot and a time. Yeah, you don't want to hear me sing on this. But anyway, they won. And I'm like, we have 2 pairs of plastic surgery perfect boobs in our group, and the people with the saggy pantyhose boobs win. I was not happy about that at all. But anyway, I had never in my adult life worn a Halloween costume. So yeah, that's what I did. How many minutes are we? Okay, I'm going to answer one more question. These are my questions from the other. No, I'm just going to go through it. Never mind. So that's what I did on my OH trip that I'd never done before, worn a Halloween costume. Gastric Rose wants to know, did we miss her like she missed us? Absolutely, totally, and completely. No event is complete without Gastric Rose being there. Okay, and then I got some more questions today. Gretchen wants to know, content-wise, how did OH compare to past events? You know, I only went to a few sessions. I went to, I can't think of, her name is Tina, but I can't remember her Instagram name. I will post it below. She had lost 350 pounds. I watched her session, which was great. I went to the panel that Rain Hampton and Kirk were on, which was really good. Diana Vogel, who's a therapist locally here, moderated the panel. She's hysterical and has great shoes, and she will be on The Naked Truth soon, I hope. I have to call her and book that. And I started going to the relationship one, but it was like, these are people who were in relationships when they had surgery, so it's not really relevant to me. But yeah, it seemed comparable. Lisa Michelle Urbanski wants to know, would you recommend a conference like this for someone who would be coming alone and doesn't really know anyone? I watch lots of YouTubers, so I feel like I know you guys. So yeah, so somebody else asked that, and I already answered. Absolutely. Just make sure that we know you're coming so that you can be involved in the communication about what's going on and feel included. Amy wants to know, which redheaded friend did I miss the most? Duh, Amy, it was not the same without you. Only I prefer one-on-one time with Amy. I would have been jealous if she would have been here hanging out with other people. Kirk wants to know, what was my biggest aha moment? So actually, my biggest aha moment, I think, happened on my way to the hotel on Thursday night before I'd even seen anybody, which was that I was just thinking about how incredibly much I have changed in the last, little over 2 years since I attended my first OH conference. I would have never gone to that conference before. The only reason I went was because Patty was going, and I knew her from my weight loss surgery class, and we had become friends. And then it just so happened, because she is such a uber social little butterfly, and because she'd been watching YouTube videos for a long time, she had connected with many people in the YouTube community. So I had instant access to all of these people who I had been watching. And as I was driving to the hotel last Thursday, I was just thinking, oh my God, you are such a totally different person. I was so excited to be going. I was so excited to, to just have fun and be playful. And I remember when that very first OH conference I went to, I was overwhelmed by the thought of sharing a room with Patty, because I didn't usually share rooms with people, and that was a lot of one-on-one time. I was overwhelmed by some of the social engagement. I remember the night, like that Saturday night, I think it was somebody's birthday. Maybe it was Katie's birthday, and the room was all decorated. It was in August that year. The room was all decorated. We had adjoining rooms with Katie and Bobby, and I did the whole surprise part. But then I went back to our side of the room and just kind of hung out there. And Will, less of Sarah's husband at the time, came in to see how I was doing. And I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. I just needed a little space. And I'm so different now. I'm so engaged with people and love to have fun and love to connect with people. And it's just so different. And I was really reflecting that on the way there. And that was a real aha moment to me, how much I had changed, not just because I lost weight, but just how I've changed as a person. Carrie Weimer wants to know, what do you wish went differently? Really, nothing. I mean, I think everything sort of plays out the way it's supposed to. The only thing I would say is maybe I would have hoped that I could have seen some more of my old friends, that they would have been there. And the last question from Dennis Finney is, what was the best part of conference that you enjoyed the most? And this actually happened after the conference. But I have to say that on Monday, so the conference was over on... Was there even conference? Conference is really over Saturday night. Sunday we went to Disneyland, which was super fun. And I'm not even a Disney person, but it was really fun. But really Monday, it was just Patty, Gracie, Kirk, Dennis, and I. And we went on Real Housewives of the OC tour. And then we went to the place that Patty and I always go for lunch. It's called the Rooftop in Laguna. And we had sangria and appetizers. And it was such a beautiful day. And we just got to spend more one-on-one time. And I have to say that I think that was my favorite time. And really just getting to spend, like I said, even though Patty and Gracie live near me, getting to spend concentrated time with them over this period was really special for me. Getting to meet Dennis for the first time and spend time with him. He was very different than what I thought he would be. And really getting a chance to connect with Kirk, which I hadn't. Even though I had met him several times, I don't feel like we really did until this weekend. So those were my favorite parts. That's OH for me. I love you guys. And I was going to say, maybe tomorrow I'll go back to the other dating series videos I have to do, but I don't think that's going to happen until Friday. So you've seen enough of me this week, right? Yeah, I think so. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.